I don't like gotcha journalism either. In fact, I despise it. And there is too much of it now. In fact, there are whole websites built on it. Gawker was built on that very thing. Good riddance that they're gone. But that isn't your motive. So I, as the editor, briefly as a reporter, but mostly as an editor, I would never have allowed a reporter to show the finished story to somebody before it was published. They would double check quotes to make sure they got them right, but then you introduce the problem that if the person who was quoted says, well, I didn't really say that, but they did, then you have a problem about, well, do you trust your own notes or do you trust the other person? So I never, and it was standard practice in journalism, you don't let anybody read something until it's published, and everybody reads it at the same time. It's one of the ways to allay the suspicions that the public has about journalists being in cahoots with lawmakers or journalists being in cahoots with advertisers. I can stand up and say, no, we do not show our stories to anybody. We do not get permission from anybody. Don't need permission from anybody. Now, there are cynical people who won't believe me, but I know it's true. So I hate gotcha journalism, but didn't show things to people before they were published. And that, by the way, interesting story here, another journalism ethics story. We published the Sun Sentinel published a restaurant review a couple of years ago, and we published it online first, which is the standard procedure these days. The public relations person for that restaurant blew a gasket, and she tried everything in her power to make sure it wasn't published in print, which mattered more to her, or to the restaurant owner, I don't know which, than the online one. So it occurred to me that the idea that nobody would see something until it was published and too late, the website to some extent undercuts that. Now, I still think of the website as published, and I would say every journalist now does. If something is published on the website, it is published. But in that instance, everybody got a glimpse of something before the print reader did. But we would not change it, we would not take it down, and thought about it, and noses were bloodied, but we stuck to our guns.